My Hensight bowls have helped me achieve my greatest dreams, one of the most special being a gold medal at the Commonwealth Games. No matter where I am in the world, my Hensight bowls suit any surface and feel comfortable in the hand.
The Traralgon Bowls Club. Amazing food for you and your family. Function rooms for celebrating with your friends. Corporate spaces for meetings and conferences. With special benefits for members. Visit us today at the Traralgon Bowls Club. More than just a bowls club.
The Morwell Bowling Club is your place for fun and food. Come and try bowls and make new friends. Have coffee or bring the family for lunch or dinner. The Morwell Bowling Club. Visit us today on Hazelwood Road.
Morning everybody, welcome back to the Henselite Victorian Open for 2025. Mixed pairs, second sectional game for this morning. My name's Tony Shell and joining me in commentary is Troy Stafford. Morning Troy.
Morning Tone, how are we?
Very good mate, glad to have you here. A little break from running the event.
Yes.
5 and spot of commentary.
Nice to... Nice we get front row seats in these games, and the one this morning was outstanding, and if we look at Acacia's opening bowl, there's a fair chance that this one's going to be equally as good a standard.
Yeah, there's no shortage of talent on this rink. Of course, Acacia Fortune leading for Harry Coleman. Combined age of, well, maybe mid-30s.
Well, Harry 14 and Acacia
maybe
18,
thereabouts, so mid-30s. And they're up against Kamari Mangos and Adam Fitzgerald, who don't have a combined age of mid-30s. But Kamari, of course, a superstar in her own right, represented Sri Lanka at World Titles. Playing out of Middle Park, the pair of them. Adam Fitzgerald, no slouch either. Plays some very good bowls. Middle Park had an excellent season this year. Went through undefeated bar one match.
They did, yeah.
Got as close as it comes to winning the Div 1 title.
How's that for an opening set of 3 bowls?
Yeah, pretty
from
reasonable.
Acacia?
All these players have come off the outdoor greens, no roll-up, we're straight into it. And having no trouble finding it. Henselite XG is pretty much the way round this rink. 3 of the 4 players, the best bowl in the business. Harry Coleman looking very good in his Deer Park shirt. It's got his name on the back and everything. We won't miss him.
Quite like the Middle Park Shark shirt too. There's a bit going on in that.
There is a lot going on in that shirt, isn't there? Of course, we are here at Traralgon Bowls Club down in Gippsland. Our thanks to Destination Gippsland, Latrobe City Council, of course, Latrobe and Morwell Bowls Clubs, all strong supporters of the Henselite Victorian Open. Harry Coleman just getting something past the jack. Wise move to start with.
Just about the perfect spot, splitting the 3 bowls up. I think we probably won't see Fitzy playing too much weight on his first bowl anyway, but still, you know, handy to have something back there.
Yeah, lovely weight control from Adam Fitzgerald.
He's cut it down. Second, I think. Both teams having a win in their opening match. So Acacia and Harry 20-13 and Kamari and Adam 15-10. So important game in the context of the section. So only one team from each section going through to the knockout stages. So
yeah, this one could be the decider when it's all run and won. Feel free to jump in the comments if there's anything you want to know about the Victorian Open. Troy's the man to answer all the questions. So it's not a bad answer here from Adam Fitzgerald.
Down to the jack, and back it goes.
Yeah, good enough for one.
I'd say so.
Just gets the jack far enough to the waiting Kamari. I keep going to call her Kamari Middleton, but of course that's not her name anymore. Kamari Mangos.
So Middleton was a...
That's the maiden name?
Maiden name,
yep.
Right. Any relation to Peter and Bob?
I don't believe so.
No.
You never know. Harry Coleman coming down to just have a quick look here Obviously the head changed pretty significantly after that last bowl.
And it's very hard to get in. You've got Acacia's bowls that were outstanding bowls that are now actually in the way, and it's not an easy task to promote them because you get the one that you want and it might run into the next one. On the other side, you've got Fitzy's 2 bowls in the way.
You do, but if he can roll his own up just half a roll, he'll be in for shot.
Yeah,
so
I think that's
a
the
slight
shot.
touch.
Yeah. So weight critical.
Yep.
Got to get round that Adam FITZGERALD bowl and back to his own.
That's the shot he elects to play backhand. It's going to have to hold.
It is the slightly tighter side, but not quite.
It's not done with yet either.
Look at the weight, was perfect. For those that tuned in to the Premier Division Grand Final, Harry led like an absolute star in that game.
Yeah, it's hard to believe he's 14. I feel like he's been on our screens a fair chunk already.
Yeah.
Led very, very well. The Grand Final, in fact, had a pretty good season under his belt in the top division here in Victoria for Metropolitan Bowls.
So Adam just looking at can he make more? What happens if he gets his bowl onto the half blue, half white?
Yeah, it's going to be a tricky shot, but certainly not above him. 2.25 hour time limits here. 15 ends in mixed pairs, 3 bowl pairs. Dead ends are replayed, which is the change from other years.
None of the games went all the way to the time limit. There was one out on the back carpet that must have had a few dead ends.
A little bit quicker out there on that back carpet
yeah.
too. Yeah.
Went to about 5 past 11. The cutoff was quarter past. Might have been 10 past, so it got close. So hence why we're five or so minutes ahead of schedule.
1 is the opening end to Kamari Mangos and Adam FITZGERALD for Middle Park. 1-0.
After 1.
Thanks, of course, to Moama Bowls Club and Dandenong Club who help us power the stream here on BVTV.
Mary tuning in from Fife in Scotland.
Nice to have you with us, Mary. So the jack's probably up 5 or 6 yards from the tee. The mat rather. And the jack's probably 2 or 3 yards away. So
3/4.
Yep, thereabouts. Down here in the Gippsland area for the best part of 10 days. So if you can get down, come on through. You'll find us playing at 18 clubs across the Latrobe Valley Gippsland area.
10 of those being used today.
It's always a big field, the mixed pairs, a very popular event.
Yeah, sure is. Especially with huge increase in numbers right across the events. We're well up on last year's numbers, so it's great to see, but it's just extra logistics in adding new venues and things like that to the event.
Yeah, it got quite curly there with the numbers growing in excess of 20% this year.
Yep.
Some very, very handy players have won this event previously too, Troy. It'd be an honour to get your name on this champions board, that's for sure. Of course,
would.
Dylan Fisher and Sophie Kurzman, the most recent winners. Sophie Kurzman this year playing with Nathan Black. So they won't repeat.
Wonder if there was something interesting from 2 years ago, the winners of the mixed pairs. I wonder if any of our viewers can let us know what was different about that one than all the rest of them. I think that's the only time that has happened.
I would imagine so.
Nigel asking if it's mandatory for the skips to be men. No, totally up to the individual sides as to how they structure their rink. There are teams here with female skips.
Yep.
Samantha Atkinson's one that comes to mind.
Yeah, playing here at Traralgon today.
Yes. So the slightly longer end has just found them out a touch in weight, but of course, as you said, no roll-up. So they're straight into it.
Yeah, first time heading this way. Other winners of this event in years gone by, in no particular order, Sarah Roger and James Pearce, Trish Dool and Dane McKinnon, Gail Edwards and Lee Schreiner. There's a fair old combination. No shortage of titles for those two. As with the next pairing, Lisa Phillips and Nick McIntyre. Scotty Beauchene won this with Kelly Bowles in 2014. Of course, he won our men's singles last year as well, did Scotty. Lee Schreiner and Gail Edwards have actually won it twice. So there you go,
That's
2012.
And Will McPherson has nailed it. That last year was the only lady skip, Leonie Flynn.
And Phil Crowder,
Yeah.
correct. And they had the crowd all rooting for them.
Yeah, so 2 years ago.
Yeah, big celebration.
Pretty good shot here from Adam.
Yeah, well done, Fitzy. Nice shot.
Kept his chalk on, and there was an error of judgment.
Going to have to rub it off. Very efficient if he had a little toucher there.
Would have. You'd think if you're going to get that close, you'd touch it though, wouldn't you?
Yep. There we go. Kamari just removing the chalk.
He started well, Adam.
Yeah, quality draw bowler, that's for sure.
Was 3 down first end and wrestled the shot back.
Yeah, played for some time at Richmond, moved to Middle Park in the season just gone.
Played at Melbourne as well.
Yep, he did.
It's another good shot. If you can just turn that in past the jack. Yeah, it takes that little sit. There's still a bit of a sit, but it may not give Harry the shot. Perfect weight, Harry, with his first.
Touch quicker. Not quite getting back to the line on that speed.
Repeat the dose.
Yeah, he doesn't really need to change too much.
No, he's got back bowls. Just draw another. Will it hold enough? Not quite. Interesting. Harry's played 2 on this ditch side and looking to change with his third, so he's got to, change his line and all that sort of thing. Either hand's open.
He's got to hold around
Close to
the
the
front.
jack.
He has.
Where's it going?
Well, it's a great effort. It's gone from 2.5 down to 1 down, so nice shot.
Is that a save of
Harry
1.5,
Coleman.
is it?
It is, yes,
Yep.
1.5. I'd like to see you put that in the scores, please.
Yeah, well, then I ended up with 1, so I can only put that on.
Oh, that's awkward. 2-0, 2 ends gone, best of 15 ends. It's quite quiet in here, Troy. We're relatively close to the players. We've got all 8 rinks being used, some by the Vic Open and some by the National Coaching Staff of Bowls Australia, who are doing a coaching video. So we've given them a few rinks to use just for this morning.
Yeah, so four matches in here today, whereas the rest of the event will be using the full 8 rinks, certainly for sectional and that sort of thing, and where we can, the preference is to use the indoor rinks.
A little bit of rain overnight for those just joining us. It's cleared up now. We're not expecting any more rain for the week.
Which is another good reason to come on down, because all the bad weather's gone.
Correct. We got rid of that.
In time for a fantastic event. Opening bowl from Kamari, about 1 metre past. Good weight here from Akasha.
Yeah, certainly having no trouble in this direction.
No, loving it this way.
A number of under-18 singles titles to her belt already.
including an Aussie one.
Correct. So a
Australian
very
Open.
fine draw bowler is Akasha Fortune. Pretty good response too from Kamari Mangos. Gets a little bit of help.
Looks like nickname is Squiddy. Nate Zeno saying great start, Squiddy and Fitzy. And I think I know which one Fitzy is, so
Yes.
I'm going with Squiddy for Kamari.
Is it a PG reason for that nickname, Nate Zeno? If it is, put it in the chat. If not, we'll chat later.
We'll bypass that.
Kamari is one of the nicest people you'll meet, I
She
will say
is.
that.
Being the Sharks, I wonder if every player at the club has
Could be.
an aquatic nickname.
Don't think Fitzy's a very aquatic nickname, is it?
No. So it probably answers that question. Thank you for that.
Kamari using the Akasha Fortune bowl again. Holding a couple.
Looks like a good correction here.
Doesn't have the steam.
Got most of it. Second shot.
Good effort.
And in the what I call the knock-up zone, if Fitzy on either hand, if he doesn't nail his line, if he's a touch under, he may run into trouble. Ah, here we go. Kamari sounds like calamari, hence Squiddy.
Okay, I don't think I would have picked that in a
No,
month
I
of Sundays,
wouldn't
but
have, no.
we appreciate it, mate. And I am glad it was PG.
There's a lot of good nicknames in bowls.
Everyone gets a nickname at a bowls club, don't they?
Yeah.
Never takes long.
It's his worst bowl of the game. He's been that good.
Yeah, still only about 3 or 4 feet away, but
Harry's got a nice little shot on here. 2 bowls to sit. Give the bowl a chance, which he's done. Very close to the shot bowl here. And there he goes. Sits it out for probably 2. At least 1 anyway.
fantastic to see so many different clubs represented here.
Well, if he's round that bowl, a little piece of it would help. Needed a touch more of it. Opens the jack up, though, for his next one.
It does. Jack back is all middle park. Not back too far.
But he can... It's probably a shot where Harry just, whilst you don't want to move that jack, it's better you move it than them, but if you can get back to those bowls at the back, or just draw another.
Yeah, just put one on it.
Well, that sort of stops it going back a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Almost.
I think you can still use that,
Yeah,
though.
almost.
Fitzy's going to come down and have a look just to check the options. Both skippers with one bowl to come. Just a reminder, everybody, you can jump onto Bowls Link and see the results of all of the matches that are going on. As Troy said, we're using 8 or 9 clubs today for mixed pairs sectional play.
10, actually.
10, so there is a lot going on. You can follow friends, family and clubmates. My Rosanna clubmate Margie Hunt was on the rink next door earlier. They had a good win to start off her campaign.
Would you say she's still in the hunt then?
She's very much in the hunt. She's a very good player, Margie, that's for sure. Doing Rosanna proud.
Got a nice shot on here, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. I mean, Jack's the ultimate. Gets the bowl. It's not a bad second prize. Not a mile away.
Is he going to get down to the bowl? Oh, what an effort. Look at
Just
the
missed
weight.
by a
If he-
whisker.
that weight if he got the jack.
Yeah.
perfect. Barring a disaster, Harry and Akasha should get on the board here. Barring a disaster.
Doesn't need to change too much from his last bowl, obviously.
Harry Coleman on the forehand, last bowl of the end, looking to square this match up if he can pick up. Oh no, it's square now, isn't it? This will put him in the lead.
Could well do.
Look at that. Same.
Lovely, lovely draw bowling. Certainly 2. We'll just make sure that it is the 3rd. Looks to be from here.
It does. I commentated earlier with Matty O.
No, just
and
2. So
he just picked it straight away every time, so I was expecting that you would be up to that same standard, but not quite.
No, I'm nowhere near the Matty O standard. Very happy to admit that.
I'm not sure why the players even measured in that game, because he could have just
Could have
told
just asked
them.
Matty.
Yeah.
He's eagle eye, that's for sure, our Matty. Stevie Baker saying Squid was his lead in Divi 1 at Altona a couple of seasons ago. Great player, that's for sure. Squiddy, of course, being Kamari Mangos.
Self-explanatory, really.
Yes,
Yeah.
Sounds like calamari. Kamari sounds like calamari. Squiddy, of course. It does kind of make sense.
It does.
The track's good from Akasha, but just a touch shy. She'll look to correct on her next.
Metre and a bit.
3 bowl pairs here at Vic Open.
Might force, no, thought it might have forced Kamari to switch, but no, she's staying. She can get around that bowl. There's a nice draw here on this ditch side. Does come back well. Yeah, she's done it well. That bowl was never in her way. Very nice. So again, the conversation about whether to change, but clearly if Kamari can get around it, and they're both using XGs, Akasha can get around it as well,
Pretty
which
good
she
effort.
has. Look at that.
Pretty good effort. Oh, great effort. Close was the call from Harry Coleman, the skipper.
And in that scenario,
Can't
you'd
ask Matty
rather...
what it is.
He'll be 50 metres away, he'll be able to tell us.
Yeah. You were going to say in that scenario?
You'd rather have the one just past than the one jack high.
And the one jack high probably won't stay.
No.
We'll see after the next couple of bowls, but you can imagine that'll be rocked out.
She'd have been happy to get the outside of that and flick it in.
Not a bad track again.
Just a touch quicker. Handy home.
Yep.
So looking at matched at the back, matched in the middle. Kamari put one up the front to match the front one.
It's only logical.
Same as her second. Two all after 3 and a measure for shot.
Skipper on the ring overs just said to his lead, it's a good bowl, it's just a bit short. It's probably 2 inches short. He said it with a wry smile, of course.
Harry trying to land that jack high bowl, just not quite going to get back. A bit of an attraction there Just over a metre past the jack.
They must know something we don't know.
I think they know a lot we don't know.
Walked into that one, didn't I?
Yep. Oh, he's got the wrong piece of the jack. He played it well.
He did. Did a little stiff, but
Change of hands for Harry. How good's the facilities here? Just one of the best setups with the mezzanine to watch the bowls, the bifolds that open up, bring the club out onto the green, all
not
the
to mention
windows
bowls
behind.
like this.
Yeah, brilliant. Oh, that's stiff too.
Yeah. It was looking really good until it just flopped over sideways. It really does give an opportunity. Look at that camera work from Josh. Well played. Does give Fitzy a real opportunity here on his forehand.
The way he's playing, we'll back him to get it. Will it get down?
Very close.
Oh, he's got the outside and changed nothing.
Yeah, it's got everything you could want, this club, that's for sure. Bistro, sports bar, 4 greens, 1 indoor, 3 outdoor.
Plenty of parking if you come on down.
Yeah, a couple of caravans out the back. They get approval every year to stay there.
Yep.
Nice life.
Oh, he doesn't want to flop out again. That's a cruel game. He's played 2 rippers and he's now tripled the target. Tripled the target. Be interesting now to see whether Adam elects to play that sort of soft weight that he played with his last or goes big. Gets the 3 out, he's got the next 2 at least. Kills it, as we said, now it remains dead and they replay the end. What's your tip? What's he going to play, the big weight or the soft weight?
No, I think he's going to go soft weight. And I haven't seen a heap of Fitzy play, but he strikes me as a kind of good weight without crazy weight, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does to me, which is concerning. Yeah, he's just playing. Oh, see, this is the difficulty on the carpets when you play that sort of in between weight. It's a really finicky for line. Often it's easier just to go big.
Taking 2 out, just having a look for 3. Kasha thinks it's close, so pulls out the tape.
Two it is, doubles them up. Four-two after 4. 2 ends, 2 ends apiece. This scoreline, I know it's early in the game, but it shows the value of second shot. So Harry and Akasha have had second shot every end, which means the 2 ends they've lost, they've dropped a 1, and the 2 ends they've won, they've picked up a 2.
Yep.
When I first started, a guy by the name of John Cowling, who taught me a lot about the game, his big thing was always second shot. Most important shot in the game, and he used to talk about, back then it was 25 ends in pennant, and he said if you get second shot every end, you only got to win 9 ends in your pennant match, and you're guaranteed to win the game.
There you go.
Good to have you on board from Sydney, from Leppington, Vince.
Both leads just looking for another 2.5 feet.
Oh, Cash is just wanting this one to slow down. You could see the hand gestures, but
I don't mind
I don't think it's going to need to. She must have done something with her hands
Got some
that
form
made
of
it
voodoo that
slowed
worked.
down perfectly.
Good on her. We are knees deep in the event season down here in Victoria. Pennant finals have just been wrapped up pretty much all across the state. Vic Open is on for the next 10 or so days. After that, Troy, we've got state championships. We've got champion of state pennant, our para championships, our under 18, our over 60s.
And novice.
And novice, of course. It'll be
Jam-packed.
June before we know it.
Yep.
It is the good part of the year, that's for sure.
Yeah, lots of fun. Lots of pre-planning.
Change of hands now for Kasha Fortune. Just a little bit of extra pepper on this one, but
No harm there.
no, certainly not. Got the line pretty much spot on.
Kamari just wanting to just tap her own bowl.
Just tap it in.
Tap it in or
Tell you what, it's a good
don't
effort.
get the hole.
Oh, it's not fair. The game's not
There's
fair.
been a few of those in the last two ends, absolute crackers, and no real reward for it.
Nice crisp high five between Squiddy and Fitzy.
It was, yeah.
The changeover, they're just egging each other on. H. Coleman looks to be a touch narrow on this one. Weight's pretty good.
Oh,
It's an echo.
she's you've taught her well. Fitzy trying the same thing as Squiddy. Again, a handy home, gave it a chance with that weight. Harry Moore just on the draw. Weight again, perfect.
Just got to find the middle of those two lines.
That's the bonus of that third bowl, isn't it?
Absolutely. Even better if you had 7 or 8 poles.
Oh, he's underplayed it.
Fitzy's got the line nailed beautifully, but
Wants it to turn though. He doesn't want to block it for his last. Makes it harder. Won't be happy with that.
I think he could still get around that and use Kamari's bowl.
He can, but it narrows that target.
it
It's harder
does.
to get back to the jack.
Let's see, third time lucky for Harry Coleman. Going to be just under again, I think.
Yep.
Oh, makes the job of Fitzy a little bit harder. He's going to
Well,
come down
does
and
it
have a look.
give him a little edge?
It's a tough edge to get to, though.
I think he'll stay there.
Yeah, he could still stay there. I mean, it frames up what he needs, but doesn't really want to come the other hand. With the
He'd have
Akasha
to-
Fortune bowl being the danger.
He'd have to sort of play the dead draw, I think, if he elects to play backhand.
Yep.
I think he's got chances here on the forehand.
Here we go. What can Fitzy do?
What's he electing to play? No, he's
just
electing
gonna
to play the
change.
draw.
There
You
you
did
go.
talk about thinking he sort of played that more conservative game, so this is probably reflective of that.
It's
Got to
that
get
way.
around that. Just always got the jack.
Well, I don't think it's changed anything
No,
anyway, but
unfortunately for them, it does go to Akasha's bowl.
it does, which they were one down, so no great stress. So
No.
5-2, if you've just joined us, 5 ends gone in this 15-end match. The lead 5-2 to Akasha Fortune and Harry Coleman. And Troy, I shall leave you now and give you one Matthew Atobre.
Thank you, Tone. We'll eagle eye Matty Atobre. We'll let the leads know that no longer require the measure as Matty gets himself set up and ready to go.
Is it morning yet? Yeah, still.
It's just 11:59. Eagle eye on the clock there too, Matty.
Well, if I'm going to pick something up, it's Akasha, not
Is it?
Acacia. Akasha.
Akasha.
Yes. I've known Akasha for a while. I remember Akasha competed for our schools team when she was about 12 or 13. And she started with another person called Kobe Cromie.
Who we had on the stream in the previous game.
No, that was his brother, Tice.
Oh, yeah, fair point. Yep. Good
You
call.
need another coffee, Troy, do you?
Don't drink coffee, Matty. Maybe I should.
Yeah.
Maybe I need something else.
We've got a long way to go, Troy. This is only game 2 of...
Day 1.
I don't know how many.
10 days. 3
Yeah.
games a day on 3 of the sectional play. 4 games a day every other day. So I think that makes, if my maths is correct, I think that'll be 37 games of streaming as Kamari, affectionately known as Squiddy.
Yeah, I saw that
draws
on
the
the
shot.
socials.
Did you see the reason why?
Something about calamari.
Yeah, calamari.
Something about the sharks as well.
Well, that's what I thought. But no.
How many sharks are there in Middle Park?
Well, 16 in their top side. Craig Morris, morning from Hong Kong.
Wow, everyone watching from everywhere.
Yeah. Ray Pretty commenting on
Ray.
Tony's lovely shorts.
Where's Ray here, is he?
No, he must have just seen as the cameras panned around. Of course, Ray being part of that Layla side who got promoted up into Prem Reserve. Well done to them. Means we don't have to play him next year in Divi 1.
Also Seb's dad.
Yep. Probably more commonly known as that.
He's a ripper, Ray.
Or is it Wayne's brother? Yeah. Acacia had good weight there.
Akasha.
Akasha.
Troy. Yep.
I've called her Acacia, Acacia.
Akasha. Kamari's been bowling well. On draw.
Yeah, she has. Fitzy started well the first couple of ends and just dropped off the last couple. I think Harry's eyes are going to be lighting up here with just a nice little sit or trail shot on here. Got their own bowl coming in.
Yeah, Harry's very good at playing the upshot. Full drive or just a little bit over.
He's also very good on the draw.
Yeah, I know. He's also got his name on the back of his top as well.
Yes. Tony noted that earlier. Looks good. Deer Park Academy. Just needs to get under that bowl.
It's tracking well.
Oh, just caught the edge, but
It's
opens
good
it up.
weight.
Yeah, opens it up, gives them second shot. Well played. So for those just tuning in, round 2 match, mixed pairs, Henselite Victoria Open. Both these teams having a win in their opening sectional play game, so everything on the line in this one. It could be the section decider. Of course, they still need to, whoever wins this, go on and make sure they secure it in the last, but it would certainly give them well and truly the advantage in the section if they could. Fitzy just drifting past. Would have loved to have got a piece of that jack and tuck it in.
How's Harry looking?
Well, he's looking like it's
Chasing it.
just under. No, it's not. Yes, it's a good bowl. There's been quite a lot of really good bowls that just haven't got maximum result for probably what they deserved. And that was another example of it. Means Fitzy's got to be a little careful now. Ideally trail the jack, but doesn't want to touch that shot, that second shot of Harry's.
So force Harry a little bit tighter now with a little bit more weight.
Yeah, he's got 2 seconds. And the very back bowl.
Yeah, and having a good talk about it.
So he doesn't want it, if the jack moves, he doesn't want it to go a metre. It's got to go further. So I tend to feel he's got to overplay this than underplay.
I think that's what they've agreed on, Troy. A little bit firmer under his own bowl.
Yep, big weight. Close to the jack.
Oh, and out.
And dead. Replay. And literally, as I say replay, Josh brings up the replay. As we see Jack launching and out of bounds. Replay the end.
Do they get to replay the same way they played the last end? Or
So it's same rule as in pennant and all those sorts of things. If both teams agree, then they start from the ends where they've just finished. If one team wants to bring the bowls back,
get that
they bring the
decision,
bowl
yeah.
back. Yeah. Generally, you know, when it's the last bowl of the end, most would just elect to replay from, you know, where you are rather than transfer 12 bowls back down. I think Akasha's pretty happy.
Yeah.
And actually, she's played particularly well going back to the other greens on this forehand down here. That's been her favourite little hand in this match so far. Perfect weight from Kamari. Good to have you in, Chris, from Leopold, down in the Geelong area. Couple of feet, not bad. Probably in the count at this stage.
got a gentleman next door who loves to let us know what's happening.
He's a enthusiastic and excitement machine. Change of hands now. I've seen that a couple of times, Harry calling Akasha to change hands. Done it well. Yeah, done it very well. Nestles in behind the jack.
Just missed her line again, I think, Troy.
Yep.
There's been a little bit of that in this game, I've seen. Players missing their line slightly.
Certainly this head at the moment is shaping up well for the Fortune and Coleman rink. Tracking pretty well, Harry.
Yeah, this is a good bowl.
Couldn't tuck that jack in, could he?
He's
Or
trying.
Just about. No, it certainly doesn't add to the target either. So Fitzy just electing to stay on the forehand. Thought he might have changed to the backhand. Does look more open.
It's not far away.
Needs to run a little further. What a great effort.
Yeah, good bowl. Not going to change Harry's hand.
No, he just...
As we have the dock walking past. One strike for him.
Three strikes and you're out, is it?
Yeah, we might have to kick him out on one, I think.
Any excuse, eh?
That's one of our staff members, not knowing to stop when someone's bowling.
That's...
He's changing his hand here, I
Yeah,
think, Troy.
that bowl's not made it as easy as he would have liked.
Love this jack to go over to the right side of our screen.
I think Kamari was trying to talk him into staying on the forehand, but
No, she hasn't.
Adam electing to stay or to change over to the backhand.
Yeah. If he can get under Harry's front bowl, which he has.
He's
on
close here, man. He
target.
just needs to hold. Oh, what a result. So we've seen a lot of good bowls not get shot. That one was a fortunate one.
Not for Akasha.
One down, 2 seconds, owns the
Seen this a
back.
couple times, which is good from young bowlers. Assessing the situation, having a chat. He does have,
Yeah, got the 2 back ones.
yeah, Akasha's ones to the left of our screen. If he can go through.
He can play this on either hand. I think it's whatever you're confident.
What would you be playing, Troy?
I would play it backhand only because my weighted shots are better on the backhand.
Okay.
But I think and that's what I think. If you have a preference, this is one of the occasions where you play it.
He's going backhand. No, he's not. Forehand.
The other backhand.
It's close.
Got something. Where's that jack going? Straight into the ditch, and he follows it in.
Probably gets...
Here's the replay. And down it goes, and the bowl parts the seas. Misses his other one and follows it through into the ditch. Happy
Probably
days.
only one, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what they're looking at, which is important because if it's one, Adam knows he can try and get as close as he can and try and draw the shot. If it's 2, realistically you're trying to cut it down to 1. So important to know whether you're 1 or 2 down here.
Yeah, I think he's got a free swing at this.
It does look like Kamari's his second, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. They were assessing it.
Final bowl of the end.
See if he can draw right to the edge.
Be a good shot to get shot, wouldn't it?
Yeah, he's on track, but I don't think he's got enough.
He's definitely got second. Whether he had it or not, it's one to Harry and Akasha. 4 ends in a row takes them to a 6-2 lead after 6.
Have you seen a mat strategy at all from Akasha and Harry?
They've been leaving the mat right back each time and playing around the 3/4 mark. Big thanks to all our partners for this event. Naming rights partner Henselite, our government host partner in Latrobe City Council, Traralgon and Morwell Bowls Club, and Destination Gippsland. Thank you for all your support in assisting us to run this event. We've got our new charity partner involved here too, Maddie, Bowl for Your Lives.
Yep, I think they've got something on tomorrow night as part of the Gaz and Kaz show.
Yeah, we've got a function on tomorrow night. Very fortunate to be able to utilise the knowledge of Gary Willis, Australian coach, and Karen Murphy, Australian assistant coach. They're going to run a bit of a coaching seminar for just tips, good tips for bowlers. We've got catering. Bowl for Your Lives will be involved with a bit of information on what they do. So we've got about 65, I think, attending that. So it should be a great night. Looking forward to it.
Can we get tickets still on our website?
No, all closed up.
Closed?
We had to close them due to catering.
Okay.
The club here needed to know in advance what sort of level of catering was required. So
Fair enough.
unfortunately, all closed.
Good correction there from Akasha.
And great opener from Kamari. So 15 ends, 3 bowl pairs, 2 1/4 hour time limit.
Yeah,
Another good shot.
Double up here. Good leading.
Just sitting at...
I'm sure you've had that discussion. 3 bowl pairs, is it a leads game or a skips game?
We haven't had that discussion,
Oh, right.
actually. Not in my little stints.
Okay. A lot of people believe it's a skips game, especially if skips have got 3 bowls.
Yeah, but, you know, if a lead constantly is on, and the skips down numbers every time...
Yeah, how many ends can they do that in a row?
I think there's arguments that it's both.
I really like 3 bowl pairs.
I've always been a big advocate for 2 and walk, but it's just a very
long
time-consuming game.
Yeah. If you've got the time, it definitely has to be the preference.
I've liked it for if you lead or skip, you're always involved in the game. Look at that
that's
leading
great
from
leading.
Kamari. Oh, again, we've seen a couple of times bowls just getting the outside, falling out, and increasing the target.
Yep.
Still good bowls though.
Puts the skip under pressure. Knowing Harry, he loves the pressure.
He's got a nice shot on here, nothing in the way.
Yeah, just a draw, a little bit over. Sits those 2 bowls.
All 6 bowls are past the jack.
It's definitely in the right area.
Just needs the run. He'll learn from that for his next. Adam will want one right on the jack here. Put the pressure right on. The moment,
Close the door a little bit.
yeah, the moment Harry can just sit any of those bowls and just about get shot.
He's a little bit high and through. Let's see if Harry can make that correction. What, we're looking at about a mat more?
Yeah, but he can play, you know, if he's got more than that, if he sits a bowl, that's all good.
He's definitely got the weight needed.
Oh, he's close. He's played it well. Splits on the 2.
Probably still one down.
No. Akasha indicating she thinks they've got it. But a nice shot on here for Adam. Sit the bowl, make 4.
A little bit of a trail of the jack. Much better area.
He's close.
Yeah, this is a great bowl.
He's got it.
4.
That's brilliant.
Exactly what you called, Troy.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. I tell you, it's much easier to call than do.
No, you saw that perfectly. Now it puts the pressure back on Harry.
It doesn't. He doesn't have that same shelf that he had for his
correct. It's got a
previous
hole.
bowl. So it's more of a draw shot.
But as we talked about before, they're having a chat. So, big bowl.
It is. The 4 will
4
level
now.
the game, and Fitzy's still got a bowl to play.
Correct.
I'll back Harry to change this head. If he doesn't get shot, I'm going to back him to get second. Oh, it's just cutting away. Weight was fantastic. It's a big end in the context of this game. Brings the Middle Park team back into the game. Fitzy just checking.
Whether Harry's...
Yeah, is it still 4?
It looks 4.
It does, but whether he needs just a little tickle of the jack just to bring those back in. But he's had a good look, so he'll know. And he wasn't, there for a long time, so I feel like he was quite certain on whether it is or it isn't 4.
Well, the first part's good for Fitzy. And so is the second part. That's...
Yeah, that's...
Could we have a 5 here, Troy?
It's got to be at least 4. Come on, you're eagle eye. How many? How many?
I'm going to go 5.
5. I'm backing you. It's got to be at least 4, doesn't it? Oh.
They're going to measure.
It might only be 1.
Oh.
We're going to look real stupid, which isn't hard.
No.
That's in. That's
5.
2.
It's 5.
I'm going to go 4. 3. 4.
5.
5. Oh, I shouldn't doubt you, should
No.
I? What a big end. What a big bowl by Adam Fitzgerald.
Yeah, it was a great bowl by Fitzy. Just
Was
did
it great?
exactly what you called. Just sat that Harry's bowl out, which was a great one to get shot from. Oh, we see a rebounding bowl next door.
Yeah. Arenberg drives, misses, goes in between the jack and the bowl, rebounds off the
Do you know
back.
how many people still don't know what to do there?
What to do there, which is what's happening
Bowl,
here.
it's a dead bowl.
Yeah, that's right.
Unless it's a toucher.
Lucky
It's
you.
pretty hard to happen, a toucher rebound.
I'll tell you an interesting one. I was playing a tournament in Bendigo, Kangaroo Flat, with Rob Perella, the great legend Rob Perella. And he's had a drive. There was a packed head. And he hit the jack and the pack. And everything went everywhere. He used to drive pretty quick. His bowl and the jack went out of bounds. They were both out of bounds, both in motion. The bowl that he played, that was already a toucher, hit the jack again and put it back in bounds in the ditch.
Wow.
And there was a lot of conjecture about, is the jack still alive or is it dead? Is it alive because the jack's still in motion, and it was a live bowl that's put it back into the ditch because it's the bowl that he played, Or is it dead because the jack's already gone outside the confines of the ring?
Well, I suppose where did it finish up? The jack finished in the ditch.
The jack finished in the ditch.
Within the bounds.
In bounds.
Yeah.
And we wanted it to be in because we were holding 5, I think, because they had all the ones close to it.
So you played with Robbie Perella?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
Yeah, I was played a...
Because I've got to admit, growing up, I didn't know a lot about lawn bowls, but I knew about Robbie Perella.
Yeah, yep. I played against him a couple of times up on the Gold Coast. I played him in the final of the Byron Bay Master Pairs, and against him in the semi.
You have been in this sport for a long time, haven't you?
And the semi-final of a Big Fours tournament at it's either Tweed Heads or South Tweed, and then he came down to Melbourne and he played a season or most of a season at Dandenong Club. And I was at Dandenong Club.
So what was the one thing you learnt from Robbie Perella?
The biggest thing I learnt from Robbie Perella is he said to me that in a game of 4s, and when I was first taught, I was told you hide your weakest player as a 2. He said to me, I want my best player to be the 2. He said at international level, he said if I've got a second that can constantly trail a jack around the corner and hide it. He said the thirds and the skips we play against are so good. He said if that second can tuck that jack away,
good point.
It helps to negate the abilities of the third and the skip. That was my biggest lesson from Robbie.
Yeah, I think some clubs underestimate the second.
I agree. Yeah, well played, Akasha. So 7-6 after 7, anyone's game. And as we mentioned, both of these teams winning their opening match.
I think the rink next door is part of their section.
Yes, correct.
Which you'll find in most greens today. You're playing sort of next to your...
Yes.
Opponents.
So only using the 4 rinks on the indoor here, so 2 sections indoors each round. We've got a few tuning in and joining that conversation. David Clark saying second is your strong man. Brandon Anderson, can you tell Nathan Black that's why I play 2 to him?
Beach.
If I see him, Beach, I'll let him know. But if not, I'm sure you could let him know. And you probably already have. The other one, Rodney Bates tuning in and quoting a rule for us, 19.1.2. So, Batesy, can you let us know, based on that scenario, is the end dead or is it still alive? So Rodney Bates being one of our ITOs.
Yeah, one of our ITOs.
I'd love to hear.
I can see Bob Carlson, another one of our ITOs, umpiring the indoor green.
As experienced as it gets, Bobby.
Yep.
I've never thought to run that scenario by him.
Oh, good bowl here from Adam Fitzgerald.
Oh,
does he get shot?
What a shot. I think he does.
Yes,
he certainly does.
Got a clap from Kamari. There's a shot here for Harry on his backhand.
Not an easy shot, though.
No. He's on the right track for it.
Just not going to get down quite enough. Well, if he turns that bowl in, or nearly, that nearly gave him shot, but not quite. Now that I think about it, though, Matty,
yes,
when I played with Rob, I never played as the second, so I was always third. So.
Maybe he was telling you something,
correct.
Troy.
Yeah, my best player's 2, and that's why you're playing 3. It's only just come into my mind now.
Okay. Well, I think the thing that's come into Adam's mind here is, how do I protect this?
Thanks, Rod. So Rod saying it was classed as dead because the jack has completely gone out of confines of the ring. Even though it was still in motion, it's obviously then should have been classed as a dead end. And my memory, it's over 20 years ago, I think. My memory is that they called it live from memory.
Adam Fitzgerald playing his forehand here.
Round that, his chance to get into a good home. Just needed the inside of that bowl, not the outside.
Well, any contact with the shot bowl here is good for Harry and Akasha.
Yeah, he's just got to rock it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Just tap it and it'll
the jack over.
It'll just move it enough for one, or if it goes a tiny bit further, for two. And I agree with you, Scott. Some very good bowls being played here.
Yeah, this head here is
pretty tight. Playing it a little quicker. Just needs to hold. Not going to, unless it gets a friendly. No change. It's going to be another one to Adam and Kamari.
They're going to measure. Could call the umpire here.
No, one it is. 8-6 after 8.
I was having a chat to Akasha's mum just earlier in the first 5 ends, Nicole. And Akasha had a birthday on Tuesday. Just turned 18, so
18.
just aged out of our under-18 program.
Oh, well, she made the most of her time in there, didn't she? Winning the Australian Open singles, junior singles.
So she got her licence on the day,
Yep.
on the Tuesday. She also got a tattoo as well. She actually works at a tattoo salon.
Did she drive down here?
I'm not sure. I didn't ask that question.
I reckon she'd have been pretty eager to.
So happy birthday, Akasha.
Okay, we've got a bit of discussion now.
Oh, okay.
Mitch asking if a lead rolls a kitty, it goes out of bounds, but then comes back in, whether due to the wind or a slight imperfection, is it still considered out? Based on
let's get Rodney to reply to that.
Based on what Rod's telling us.
So it's because it's gone out and come back in.
Yeah. Unlikely but possible. And meanwhile, these two are just drawing excellent shots.
Yeah. Doing their job as the lead.
They're much better than us because they're not getting distracted.
Continuing just to play this side too, aren't they?
Yeah, both games we've streamed so far, Leeds have played the inside hand. The outside hand, the ditch side.
Which shows that this green has changed, because I would say last year this was the harder side to play.
Yep.
Your bowl would tend to hold.
I think it's actually got more draw on this side than the other side. Looks to hang slightly more on the other hand.
Yeah.
So we have a few other partners for this event. We've got Vic State Government, AM Sportswear, Green Line, and Morwell McDonald's. Might partake in a cheeseburger later in the day,
Yeah, I
Matty?
didn't know they were one of our sponsors or partners.
I think the doc might have a few.
Is he hiding some vouchers,
some vouchers, yeah.
It might be his penalty for walking past the camera before.
So you'll either eject him unless he gives you some Macca's vouchers.
Correct. You can stay as long as you unload some of those vouchers. This is a better area than Akasha's previous one.
Just makes it a little bit harder for Adam, that. Doesn't give him a clear path to the jack now. We had they must have been a partner 2 years ago as well, because when I was at the Henselite stand here, we had some of them that we were just offering to people, and some kids came along and took a couple, and Fitz, is that all right? I said, yeah, all good. And they come back, can we have some more? And we had heaps of them. I said, take as many as you want. Well, they took me literally, and I reckon they took about 30 of them. So despite that bowl being sort of in the way, Adams just electing to try and come in under it.
Good bowl. We might find the gap though.
Sits the bowl. He's played some good shots on that backhand down there. That's the one there he sat Harry's bowl out for the number, which is the big part of why they're 8-6 up. Harry's just missed his line there a couple of times narrow.
Weight's good though.
And he's generally done it with really good weight.
Yep. Well, this is a good bowl, Troy.
It is. Beats his last. Not giving a big indication, but eagle eye, you'll be able to tell us who's got it there, Matty.
Well, I'll tell you one thing I've noticed. Harry's bowling with one bowl without stickers, and he always bowls with the last bowl with it.
Interesting. Surely that's the shot.
Has to be, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Let's see what Kamari says.
I think it's going to be a couple. Yeah, 2 or 3. Yeah.
So you think that's a superstition or?
Well, you
deliberate?
actually, if the umpire picks that up, you are supposed to have rings on all 3 bowls. I don't think these two are going to bother too much about it, but based on the rules. Just looking at how many it is so that he can make a informed judgment.
Which Adam has done quite a few times.
Okay, so Rod is telling us that if the jack goes out on a rolled jack and comes back in, it's okay. Just like a bowl. Because it's been, I guess because it's been delivered. Some interesting, there's some curly ones in all of that, isn't there?
So Adam's bowled 2 really good bowls. Just really looking to take a mat off.
Yeah.
Not front even. Nose the jack.
Not even. Loses 6 inches, you'd get the shot. Looks to be quicker than his last couple. Don't know whether that was deliberate or not. I feel like he would have been trying to draw there, but he may have been trying to land something, get off the outside bowl or the shot bowl, perhaps. So this is an important end, having dropped the 5 2 ends ago,
Correct.
holding 2 or 3 with now a free draw. So we saw 2 ends ago when Adam held the 4, he had a free draw and he counted for the 5. So Harry with 2 or 3 with a free draw for 3 or 4. Just had a slight flick in that last bowl, just a slightly late
He's
release,
a bit disappointed
which
with
has
himself.
taken that. That's what's taken that little bit of weight off. If he hadn't had that, he would have been right.
Well, Kamari's going to measure to Adam's only bowl in there. And we'll get a...
It's 2. I feel like this is going to be 3, Matty.
I think you're right.
3 it is.
2.
Oh, we missed something
No,
there.
I think Kasha's other one was just out.
So 8 all after 9.
Game on.
Especially given that they both won their opening match. A discussion to be had here about length of
Yeah,
play.
I like that. Do they go shorter on this one?
Or do they change placement of mat? We will find out.
Yeah, the mat's coming up a little bit further than previously. And we go into the tee, I think.
Yeah, she's got about three-ish metres. So it's
Good
about
jack roll.
24 metre length, I'd say.
Yeah, good starter.
Very good. Bobby Carlson being put to work here, coming out to measure the length of the jack, see if it reaches the minimum 21 metres. So that's with the pair, one of the pairs from Hong Kong. We've got a lot of Hong Kong, a great Hong Kong contingent in this event. And so I know the World Bowls rule is, as we just see, Akasha just drifting around her own. World Bowls rule for short 23 metres. So I wonder whether in Hong Kong they play to the 23, which would sort of make it a little different, I guess, for them and harder to conceptualise because you're used to sort of visually knowing, oh yeah, that's probably short.
It's a big word, Troy.
It is.
Oh,
and that's a
bowl
big
here.
bowl.
Just led you into that one.
Yes, you've done well there.
Thank you. Tell you what, they've got 4 good bowls.
Yeah, we've seen some very good bowls in our opening 2 matches. If you missed the first one, you'd be able to catch up with it.
Kasha looking to trail this jack.
Weight's good.
Yeah.
In a good home. I like that call from Adam. Same bowl, land your own, get the hole, land the back one, touch wide, get a piece of the outside one or even around it.
I like the idea of not changing the line again, which Kasha had to do.
But it gives her 2 options for success. One option being to count and the other to cover. So she's... Mark Cowan tuning in from World Bowls. Hong Kong is
That's
23
a domestic
metres.
regulation.
Australia's the only country that does 21. Gee, I'm glad I play in Australia because I can't reach further than about 21 metres. So, thanks for that, Eka.
Well, there's a shot on here for Harry if he can trail that jack.
There's plenty of reward for it, isn't there? Not a bad side up. Oh, just probably a touch quicker than he wanted. I mean, if he lands the bowl with that weight, he'd get a good score out of it. So Adam probably trying to do what he asked Kamari to do, which is sit any bowl or just cover. And look, if he gets around that, he's covered beautifully.
Yeah, good bowl.
Yeah, that's excellent. I look for triangles on a green. I don't know if I've...
No, tell me about
I
this.
look for triangles. So there was a triangle there of 3 opposition bowls.
Yeah, okay.
That tells me if you trail a jack into that area, it's a 4 that you're going to be down. So it's a good spot to get to, particularly if you're holding.
Yep.
So that you know you're limiting that damage. And he's got right in the middle of those three.
I've already learned a lot from you today, Troy. That I should be bowling second and triangles. That's only a joke, come on.
It's not up, but it might make Harry's
Annoying.
job a little harder. What's he look for here?
I think
Turn
that
his
was a
own.
discussion of, stay on the backhand. If I can get my bowl onto the jack,
Yeah.
jack back is
Yeah,
good.
make a couple.
Wonder if he's got his bowl without the stickers on, Troy.
I think you've nailed it.
It is again.
Yeah. Not far away.
Oh, he's close.
Get the right piece.
Oh, just fall out.
Couldn't have played it much better
That
at
was a
all.
good bowl.
I think we'll see a change of hands now. Last bowl of the end.
Adam needs to be careful here. Has to be absolute draw, really.
Yeah, that's where I think the ideal is to, rather than draw to the jack, draw to beat that bowl of Harry's.
Harry's, yeah, good call. Wider the better.
So long as his weight's good, he won't do too much damage. And he's gone on that conservative side of just being wide, but does give them a one-shot lead.
I think that also signals our time out of the commentary.
I think you're staying in. Oh, no, we're both
No,
going
we've got
out.
Harry's dad coming
We
up.
do. So just before we go, I'll just answer Adam's question. There's one more match after this, which will be the third round of the sectionals, and then no more play today.
Unfortunately.
All the rest of the knockouts will continue
But
tomorrow.
tomorrow we get 4 games.
4 games of knockouts tomorrow. And on that note, Glenn Sodiatis and
Harry's
dad coming in.
And welcome to your BVTV debut, Mark Coleman.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, now I will start off with calling you Mark and giving you your actual name for the initial introduction, despite Troy and Maddie with the non-stop Harry's dad, as you're far more affectionately known amongst
Yes.
BV circles nowadays.
Absolutely, thanks.
Thoughts on what you've seen so far?
It's been a really competitive game. More drawing than anything, so outdrawing each other, which has been great to watch.
Yeah, particularly noticeable amongst the front end players, Kasha and Kamari, really giving each other a good contest in that leads position.
Yeah, it's funny that both teams are bowling very similar length. Haven't changed it up a lot. And that's spot on straight away.
And if we're looking at an 8-9 scoreboard after 10 ends, you can understand why they're both matching each other on that contest. Clearly no dominance one way or the other.
Playing the same side of the green as well. This is close.
Yeah, it's a lovely correction from the first bowl.
Yeah.
Harry clearly going with the number one theory in pairs of choose a good teammate. He and Akasha jumping together.
Yes, he just changed his tune for the men's pairs. He just thought he'd go with someone not as good as all his other partners, so he picked me for that one. So I don't know if that's good for him or not.
Now, see, that's where you're the one that's choosing the correct partner in that format.
Exactly.
Very good bowl from Kamari there. Had her own to use. Could land the shot bowl, and it's gone from 1 down to 2 up. Harry calling Akasha to land the reds, knowing that they can turn through the jack and go back to her previous bowl.
She's just going to hang a bit wide, that's all. Yep. Weight was perfect. That gives them the back bowl, though.
Yeah, I'd imagine that Adam will now be playing on that inner side of the green, away from the ditch, to see if he can just get to and beat Akasha's bowl over there.
Yeah, which is looks like just behind Jack High.
Nice place to be, stepping on the mat, holding a couple. Plenty of room to draw and add, but with the presence, knowing that there's a pretty competitive fellow lying up against you that's ready to draw that shot away.
Yep.
James Brady in the comments.
Wide. Yep.
That's what I like to see, unbiased commentary.
We'll just say the schedule for commentary was done before the schedule for live stream.
Well, what better time to get you in and have you on the mics for the first time than when it's nice and easy for you to know the players and be familiar with their games.
Yeah, Harry and Akasha have known each other for a long, long time through the juniors. And yeah, it was great to get a chance to play each other, seeing Akasha turned 18 during the week.
Oh, I knew it was close. I'd seen that she was ineligible for the under-18 competitions, and I knew that the timeline was not far away, but I wasn't sure exactly when that was. And she's had a stellar 12 months as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Everything manageable that she could.
Will this hold or not?
I think he's going to slide under, but beautiful pace again.
Yep. Yeah, no, she's had a great 12 months. Yeah, winning the Australian Under-18 Open, which is great.
Won that. Got the singles gold at Nationals too, I believe.
Yes. Yep.
Last year's Vic Open had a really good performance there as well. Of course, in that under-18 competition, we've now got 3 events this year rather than the one. Gone from the open pairs that we had last year to an open pairs again, as well as a boys singles and a girls singles. So, Harry, we're playing in all of those events.
Yes, definitely is.
We've got the rundown sheet there for all the players on what they're playing throughout the week, and Harry's box is incredibly full of the info we've got on him. So he's got the singles at Yanar, pairs at Trafalgar with yourself, triples at Traralgon with a couple of other juniors coming through, Xander and Harlow.
Yes, that was a late call-up, and he was very happy to play with those guys. Plays with Xander, with Melton Mustangs in the under-18s. Playing with a bit of weight here.
Weight. Can clear both red bowls. Close to the split. Jack movement. Maybe not quite enough.
Maybe
it's going to be close. Went through to his bowl.
Yeah, got the one. Yep, got the result.
And with that, we're all square.
We're discussing the length of the end and going where they did last time, going this way.
Of course, an important game here. Both sides won their first round matchup. Cash and Harry had a 20-13 win, and Kamari and Adam had a 15-10 win. So whoever wins this will control their own destiny in that last match. Meaning all they would need to do is win it, and they will get through the section of the knockouts tomorrow. Of course, if we get a draw, then shot difference and factors like that will start coming into that last round game if they both happen to prevail in game 3.
Just checking the length of the jack.
just going to get a 21 measure here. Our ITO, Bob Carlson, coming over. Bowls Victoria Hall of Famer. And
Looks
an
like
absolute gentleman.
Sorry, Glenn. Looks like some of the games on the grass have finished up already.
Yes. Plenty of rain overnight down here in Traralgon, so after some tireless work from the greenkeepers to get everything spick and span in time for the Vic Open, unfortunately we received over an inch overnight. This end will be fine. Looks like it's about 22.5, 23 metres after the measure. Cash are also playing a few different events. She's playing the singles at Yarragon and the pairs at Hayfield with Ayla Rominen from Bairnsdale. Another one of our under-18 stars. Been part of the state program for a while, Ayla.
Yeah, another one who's had a great 12 months, Ayla.
Kamari's also playing the singles at Traralgon RSL and the pairs at Traralgon with Pam Sale from Middle Park.
Just gone behind. Line was perfect. One's travelling all right as well.
Yeah, if it's good weight, then it's a good bowl because the track is wonderful.
Yeah, about a foot short. Perfect. And another on a good track.
If she can clear the front, she's going to be incredibly close.
Oh, not far away at all.
Wonderful pace for the shot. Nice disciplined bowl from Akasha there. Took it nice and wide, avoided the risk, got past into a good area.
Yeah, great area. Yep.
Obviously with Kamari turning Akasha's bowl down, there's a good chance that that jack can spring through, and on these carpet greens it's more often than not likely to move 5 or 6 feet rather than 1 or 2.
Yep, spot on, Glenn.
Good lines again from Kamari, just carrying a little bit of pace.
And
But
not a bad home.
Certainly in a scoring zone there if that jack gets moving.
Yep. But not a huge target. The bowl's on the line.
No, not at all. And that's where you get stuck a little bit on a surface like this. You either have to back yourself to hit a one-bowl target or to play that in-between weight where your target's not necessarily massive. You can't cold draw it. To just chip the bowl out is difficult. And you'll see a lot of bowls that just carry that weight with 4 to 5 feet past the jack and don't ever turn down in time.
Yep. I'd say Harry wouldn't want to be sitting jack high at all.
It's a pretty good spot to be.
Just behind jack. But Adam has played very well on the draw, so probably won't be far away again. No, not far away at all, just a fraction wide. Weight was perfect. And adjusted his line a bit on this one.
That's a brilliant bowl. And now, if you're Harry and Akasha, you've got to start thinking about, do you actually play the shot yourself? There's a number of catches there. You've got the one. Do you take the risk of possibly going one down by turning the shot bowl through the jack, moving at that foot or so?
And chasing 3 or 4.
In a game that's all square right now on the big board, it's...
Oh, great effort by Adam. Perfect weight.
That's that chance to set you up for the last few ends and take some of that pressure off.
Yep. No, Harry's staying to his forehand just on the draw. Probably just try and beat that last bowl, I'd say. Just around it. Weight was perfect again.
Decision here for Adam. They've got the backest bowl on the rink and the second as well. The question now is whether that jack will clear the traffic up front. If it gets past Harry's bowl that's on the centre line 2 feet past the jack, then you'd favour them in the lottery of where it all spills to.
Yeah, definitely.
The risk being if it doesn't clear, it could be 3 down.
Yeah, it could be holding 2 seconds, so I think that blue one on the wing might be second or third shot anyway.
The alternative option is take one down and live to fight another end. Second shot's a good place to be. 3 ends to play after this one.
Yeah, don't want to do anything silly and drop a number at this time of the game.
With a 9-all scoreline on 11 ends, they're sitting about 1.8 shots per end when they score. So if you're restricting them to 1, you're doing better than what the averages for the game have been so far.
That's right, Glenn. Yep. I'm just going to draw. It's trying to come down.
Oh, it's very good pace again.
Oh, his pace was perfect.
Another one to Akasha and Harry.
Yep. See if they do anything with the length or just stick to mat up and jack 3/4.
If it ain't broke, Mark. Ches Twyrold in the chat. If you jump on Bowls Link, you'll be able to find any results from the first games there. Clubs will be updating games as they go on throughout the day, so you may have some round 2 results already entered into the system. I'll see if I can have a look and see which sections are actually playing at Yarram.
And good start, jack high. Yeah, line was perfect on that one. Just a metre over. Akasha in the area again. Perfect line. Foot behind. Great spot. And Kamara in the area again. I think she might dead draw this one. Yep. Couple of inches right in front.
So for Ches, if you jump onto Bowls Link and go through the Bowls Victoria filter, the Victorian Open, find the mixed pairs. The games at Yarram are in section 55 to section 61. 61 sections this year, record entries across the
weight was
events.
perfect again by Akasha.
You can also find those on the Bowls Now app. The results portal on there as well.
Another one not going to be far away.
That's wonderful leading. Sits perfectly in that cradle, breaks away the 3, breaks up the 3 away bowls. Adam just saying to Kamari on the crossover that it might be 2. So obviously got the clear 1 shot, but a 3-way measure for the second.
Yeah, going to have to be a pretty good draw to outdraw it. There's room on either hand.
Just needs to hold around that front red, and I'm not sure he's going to. It's a lovely effort. I would say that's a very good chance to be second now.
I think so, Glenn, yep.
Yeah, Kamari indicates just the 1. Adam can play with a little bit of confidence here. He can turn Kamari's bowl once over through the jack. He can tickle it an inch or 2 himself to make 3.
I think he's just dead drawn another one.
Is he going to ride all the way up there?
Oh, no, fell the wrong way.
Falling off on that line there. He's forced Harry onto the other hand.
Yeah, it's either drawing or just tapping his in, or he can use the Karshas out there as well. He's not far away. If he gets his bowl. Yep, got it.
Wonderfully played. Brilliant pace control. Always the risk of overplaying it when you've got a target of that size. So to maintain composure and just do enough to promote the shot. There is a shot there for Adam to play, and Kamari's tossing up between the 2 hands. I think what she's just indicated there is probably the right call, where if she can get the inside edge of Harry's last bowl, can land both whites out or get through the jack. They've got the deepest bowl on the rink, just up near the tee. It's just out of shot. Or they've got that bowl that's 18 inches past the jack at the moment.
Yeah, plays it with good positive weight. He could get a result.
Certainly added weight from draw. But again, it's that tricky pace to play of when whether your bowl's going to turn or not.
Just stayed there. It was perfect weight to move stuff around.
Harry weighing up what's the safest way to draw this. I would anticipate it's probably back on that ditch side. If he beats Akasha's jack high bowl, then he'll be very close to win the count.
Yeah, I think looking at coverage out there, Akasha's got her foot out there as a target for Harry. The jack does move, and it's probably where it's going to go, so I think that's what Harry's looking at.
It's an interesting decision, because with the weight that Adams just played, I don't think it's going that far through. With the way that Adams been drawing so far, I think he'd be more likely to back himself to make that correction on pace. Or make that correction on line, sorry, after having nailed the pace with his last.
Yep. It's not a bad spot, and Harry finished, but yeah. Adam played perfect weight before. He narrows it down. He could definitely get a result.
Yeah. And if he picks that gap between red and blue, then he can get both whites. If he hangs around, it could be a number.
Yeah.
Has the option to go bigger and go Harry's bowl through the jack. If it goes through to the left side of screen as we're looking at it right now, then that's where the middle part catches are.
Yep, playing forehand.
It's going to be interesting to see what weight he plays. We'll know early on. Going firmer.
Do something. Oh, he's taken his bowl out. Played good weight, just didn't get the result. Took his 2 bowls out.
Removes the shot bowl and the second. And after the discussion earlier in the end about whether it was a second shot or otherwise, we'll get that three-way measure.
Double checking the measure.
Two shots. Handy place to be now. 3-shot lead with 2 ends to play. It's not over yet, but it is that nice little buffer where you can happily drop 2 ones and still win the game.
Yep. Bowls in the head. And something behind, so they try and stop numbers. And same length again, Matt up, Jack halfway down the line. And Akash is in the area, first bowl. Yep, good start.
Good looking track again. Having not played on it, I get the funny feeling that if you it's one of those rinks where if you play the ditch side, you can be a foot off the ditch or be 3 feet off the ditch, and all of them are going to return to the centre line pretty evenly.
Yeah, that's definitely what it looks like, Glenn. Kamari ended up in a good home, just a metre behind the jack. Akash has corrected beautifully in a great spot and a counter.
Some different lines being played down this side, but all of them ending pretty close to that centre line. And through both games that we've seen today so far, the leads have certainly favoured playing that ditch side. Right on cue, just to make us wrong. Kamari with the changeover. Of course, she's got the bowl to land there as well as the jack. So
and she's not far away at all. Not far away
Does she get the jack through to her own?
Oh,
not quite.
Unlucky. Perfect weight. Good switch of hands. So Kasha should be looking just to beat that last red bowl or get amongst the red ones. Oh, she's played a bomb. And a toucher. Great leading by Akasha.
It's a wonderful bowl, but it has just widened that target. Now 2 bowls plus a jack wide, whereas if Kamari was narrow prior to that, she would have slid underneath.
Yeah, and Jack can still get through to the red ones.
Good areas again here. Right the way down to the jack, and it has the catches in place. Yep. Brilliantly played.
Great bowl. Makes it even better bowl. She hasn't played many down that hand. She played the ditch side most of the time and nailed it virtually with 2 bowls on the opposite side that she's been playing.
There's only one problem with it, Mark. Harry's got a mat length to draw, and with how he's been going so far, I think that's plenty of room for him.
He's watching it closely.
I would be too if it was that good.
Yep.
That's
You're an awesome judge, Glenn.
Classy bowl.
You judged that perfectly, Glenn.
It's the kind of pressure that you want to be applying when you're 3 up. All right, you've played a big bowl. You've gotten a couple of shots out of it. Well, watch this.
Adam's not far away.
Not sure he's got the weight to get right way down there.
It's just off that. Oh, great bowl.
He's moved across over that centre line, so he's not blocked his ability to get down to Harry's bowl.
No, but he's got 2 to correct on, so he's got the right line already, Adam. Harry. Just a little bit heavier this one, but in a good spot. It hasn't widened the target either for Adam. Similar, I think he's just added a bit weight.
I think that's what he needed to do. 3 down, 2 ends to play. He really does need to be looking at moving that bowl of Harry's.
It stops, well, it stopped, and it stayed right on the edge.
Now, it's not a bad weight to do it, because if he lands Harry's bowl with that weight, he probably stays for 3 and gets the board all square going into the last.
Yeah.
Again, though, playing those in between shots, the non-draw, non-drive on a surface like this can be incredibly difficult.
Harry's in the area again. Little touch would be handy. Yeah, and hasn't broadened the target much at all.
Incredibly difficult shot here now. Of course, as good as Kamari's bowl was to change the shape of the end, what it means now is that with that jack movement back, all of those leads bowls are short. In a situation where you're needing to make 3 over the last 2 to force the draw, 4 to win, it's far from the traffic that you'd ideally like. Looking at possibly playing through Kamari's bowl, seeing if they can get contact on that.
It's the toucher, so he might be trying to push that somewhere in there. And
yeah, well, they do have the deepest bowl on the rink. It's just out of frame at the moment. It's barely hanging on the plinth. So contact through Harry's bowl and get that jack in the ditch would give Middle Park 1. The Kamari and Adam team.
Yeah, and keeps him in the hunt on the last end if he can do that. Playing backhand. Playing with weight, looking for that. Hit the shortest one.
Wait for the indication of whether it's 2 or 3 back there. Another 2 shots.
Another 2. It's a little bit harder for Kumari and Adam on the last end.
$5 for a draw or $6 for the win for Kamari and Adam. And of course, at this point now, Akasha and Harry are just playing defensive bowls.
Yeah, get them in the right spots.
Of course, every game matters in these sectional days. Both sides came into this matchup with a win. And with 1 round left to play, if Harry and Akasha stumble there, assuming that they go on and win this one, then Adam and Kamari are still alive to have a win, make up the shots and walk away with the section with a couple of teams with 2 wins and 1 loss. The shot difference between the 2 sides isn't a lot. Akasha and Harry won their first by 7, Kamari and Adam up by 5. So it will be in a relatively close neighbourhood either way here.
Yeah. Gosh, it started well. Kumari stayed right on the ditch, so
not a bad spot to be when you need a number.
That's right. If you're chasing shots, you've got to be behind the head. Akasha again in the area, and this could fall right on the line again.
Lovely leading. Of course, more streaming coming to you later on today. Our streaming partners, Dandenong Club and Moama, providing us this footage throughout the week. We're streaming every day. 3 games on sectional days, 4 games on those knockout days. Let all the players have a lunch break after this round, and we'll be back around about 2:30, I believe.
Yep, so Kamari round the back again. So still got the two backers they have. So I think Akasha might be looking to go a bit further around the back with this one. Or just dead draw just behind the jack. Or push hers around. It's pretty good leading, but still leaves the door ajar.
Yeah, the one thing with that is she didn't widen the target at all. There's still a big hole there that the bowls can slide through.
Oh, line's perfect.
She'll be
Dropped a
kicking
bit
herself
short.
with that one.
That line was spot on.
The big exhale.
On the crossover. Akasha and Harry holding 3. But
Cool.
they don't have the back bowls.
And of course, this Victorian Open, we've gotten rid of the respot. Dead ends do get replayed, so at this point, it may be something that Adam has to consider.
I think Harry might be going for a bit of cover. And he split the 2 back bowls.
Yeah, at this point in time, I think Adam certainly needs to be thinking about the kill.
And having 3 bowls, he could build a target. He's nearly dead drawn this. And it's a great bowl. It didn't make the target bigger to hit though. And Harry switched back to the ditch side. Trying to sit that blue bowl.
Oh, that changes things.
That changes it.
Can see the jack now.
Oh, his line's very good. Jack or bowl.
Or a bit of both.
Yeah, very well played.
Made one and a look out of it. I'm still not sold on the decision making there. Needs to kill to win the match, and even a draw by making a 5, while unlikely, puts you in a position to control your destiny in the section.
I don't think that's coming back, is it? No, but it's in a good spot
I
though.
think you'd be happy to be wide.
Oh, falls, no. At 5 behind, you'd be looking at trying to kill it. Give yourself a chance on another end.
And that's what they're discussing right now. Got plenty of time. We're not near the time limits at all. There's no pressure in that regard of if they do kill getting timed out, not getting that last end in.
All right, so he's made his decision going back to the mat.
At this point, it's all about full commitment. Trust your shot, trust your decision, go back and play it.
Would you be going to kill Glenn?
Oh, absolutely. I probably would have with the last bowl.
Yep.
Give myself 2 shots at it. And if it goes in the ditch and doesn't go out sideways, then so be it. Unlucky, you adjust from there.
Okay,
He's shaping up with weight.
Playing weight on his backhand.
I like the hand choice. It gives him his own bowl through the jack. He is very close.
Oh, he just
and
missed it.
Doesn't get there.
That was very, very close.
That'll be 1 shot to Adam and Kamari, meaning a 4-shot win to Akasha and Harry Coleman. That'll put them in the box seat for the section with 2 wins now. That's game 2 of the Victorian 2025 Henselite Victorian Open finished off. We'll be going to a bit of a lunch break now, coming back about 2:30 for a game between Stephanie and Michael Funk from Koroit up against a couple of Jackaroo superstars, Sophie Kurzman and Nathan Black. We'll see you in about an hour.
My Henslite bowls have helped me achieve my greatest dreams, one of the most special being a gold medal at the Commonwealth Games. No matter where I am in the world, my Henslite bowls suit any surface and feel comfortable in the hand.
The Traralgon Bowls Club. Amazing food for you and your family. Function rooms for celebrating with your friends. Corporate spaces for meetings and conferences. With special benefits for members, visit us today at the Traralgon Bowls Club. More than just a bowls club.
The Morwell Bowling Club is your place for fun and food. Come and try bowls and make new friends. Have coffee or bring the family for lunch or dinner. The Morwell Bowling Club. Visit us today on Hazelwood Road.
My Henslite bowls have helped me achieve my greatest dreams, one of the most special being a gold medal at the Commonwealth Games. No matter where I am in the world, my Henslite bowls suit any